I play Steve Rogers. He's very short, very skinny, a lot of ailments, and he wants nothing more than to serve his country and do what's right, and he's been rejected from the Army a number of times.
Just give me a chance.
Sorry, son.
For saving your life.
It's not about the transformation, and we thought very long and hard about how do you do the transformation in a way that hasn't been seen before, and every time you'd think about all the movies that have done it before. And so rather than it being about the transformation, what we decided it was going to be more about establishing the character beforehand. Get back! It's really about the man that goes into the pod and then the man that comes out of the pod, and that's what the beat is in the movie, as opposed to it being, and now we see his muscles bulge and, expand and everything else.
He's chosen by this doctor, Dr. Erskine, for this experiment that makes him Captain America.
Not just anybody can get this procedure and get superpowers and be a superhero. That's not the case at all. It is Steve Rogers. Professor Erskine is almost a father figure to Steve, sees something within him, and ends up choosing Steve to be the first person for Operation Rebirth, the Super Soldier program. The procedure works. There's an attack on the base soon after that. All of the science is lost, and Steve remains the only super soldier that has ever existed.
There is a common issue among all the Marvel heroes, is that they have a very vulnerable side to them. And Steve Rogers is certainly no exception to that. He is probably the most vulnerable.
I play Peggy Carter, who is an agent, and she comes across Steve Rogers. She develops a kind of strained, exciting relationship with him, which is about kind of encouraging and supporting his journey, becoming Captain America, the first Avenger. Between Peggy and Steve Rogers, you have there's a mutual understanding somewhere, and I think Peggy relates to someone really fighting for what they believe in and really having to struggle all the time to prove themselves, and she, being the only woman in this environment, knows exactly what that feels like.
What do you think?
I think it works.
I think there's a great thing about the fact that he was chosen, he was given this. A lot of superheroes are either born with their abilities or they get them by accident. This was a normal guy who lived the majority of his life kind of struggling and fighting and, always kind of getting the short end of the stick. And this kind of good fortune happened to him, which I think is something that everyone kind of secretly wishes happened to them.